Good evening, everyone. So we are so happy to be here tonight. My name is Ann Swanson, and I'm the STEM at CGI manager for the U.S.
My name is Matt Delcom. I am the director for the Center for Business Information Technologies at UL Lafayette.
And we're going to be your MCs for tonight. And so before we get started, I just want to acknowledge that over the past 2 years, 3 iterations of the Congressional App Challenge, this mentorship program has grown in leaps and bounds. And so Matt and I are going to take a minute to acknowledge all the wonderful sponsors and people who have been part of that growth. So Matt?
Yeah, so thanks, Ann. So, before we get started, I just want to thank everyone for coming out tonight. Particularly want to say congratulations to the students and all those who participated in the challenge. It was pretty gratifying to show up at the library every Monday evening and see the students learning how to code, thinking about critical problems to solve in the community and applying their skills to doing it. It was really what CAC is all about. And of course, without the parents and the mentors and our sponsors, we couldn't have done it. So thanks. When Will LeBoer and I first had a conversation around the Congressional App Challenge and our effort around Cajun Code Fest, it became very apparent there was a lot of alignment where we wanted to start to drive coding skills among our high school students. And CGI has just been a phenomenal partner of this effort. Not just financial support, but hundreds of hours of mentor support, program leadership, and without Ann, I'm not sure where we'd be. She really is, what's key to our success. So really, before I thank any sponsor, I really want to make sure we acknowledge the work that CGI has done.
Thank you. That was really nice.
The Congressional App Challenge is sponsored by the U.S. House of Representatives. The 3rd Congressional District, led by Congressman Clay Higgins, is our sponsor. So without their support, without their leadership, and without them promoting this, it would not happen. So again, thanks to them for sponsoring, leading us. They also did all of the judging. They partnered with industry and faculty professors in the judging. In addition to CGI, some of the other entities we had that has helped us is Waiter, both from food sponsor of tonight, but Waiter also provided mentoring throughout and leadership as we organize it. So again, thanks to Waiter. The Opportunity Machine, located here in Light, in Destin, Oregon, I think Destin's here, was a tremendous sponsor. The OM is all about driving innovation and driving technical talent through their companies, and having them as a partner was really important to us. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana has been a sponsor of numerous K through 12 and STEM activities within the community. They've been a sponsor of Cajun Code Fest for the past 3 years and have been a judge. They stepped up again and sponsored us this year. They also provided judging, so they work very closely with Congressman Higgins' office on the judging, and I'm not sure if Dr. Larry Seymour is here or not, but thanks to Blue Cross Blue Shield for their help. Troy Wayman in Acadiana also understands the importance of building a technology workforce in Acadiana, and again, thank them for their support. And I think that...
And I think I got the rest.
I think so.
So Matt, thanks so much for your kind words, and I just want to also thank the Cajun Code Fest organization and the UL Lafayette Informatics Research Institute, and those 2 organizations, this whole event tonight, this great PowerPoint, all the great Eventbrite emails, getting the food from Waiter, everything that goes behind the scenes to make events like this successful. They are the ones who pull this together. So I just want to stop and give them a round of applause for all that hard work. And so we also have Global Data Systems. They were the sponsors of 2 of the additional awards. There's going to be one overall winner tonight that is invited to DC, but we've also, as a community, created some additional awards so we could highlight some of the great work that our students are doing. And so Global Data Systems sponsored 2 of those awards, super appreciated. The library giving us a place to meet, that was a huge thing, and computers to work on. AOC, where the students made their videos. A New Vision Leadership, a Foundation of Acadiana and Lafayette Parish School System Gear Up. They were our partners from the very beginning, from the very first days of this program, and they are still with us. And that's the heart and soul. The people who bring the students and connect us with the students is the heart and soul of what we're doing. So, so thank you so much for all that you do and your entire contribution to this program.
Great. We're very fortunate that, we've had leadership in the mayor's office in Lafayette who's been a very large proponent of innovation, both within our community and as well as within our municipal government. Mayor Robideau has been a tremendous supporter of the university, a tremendous supporter of STEM education in the community. He's been here, I think, every year for this event. He's always showed up and spoken at our Cajun Code Fest events. So again, we're very proud to introduce Mayor President Joe Robideau.
Thanks, Ann. Thanks, Matt. So a couple of housekeeping. Do we have any elected officials here? I know I saw Andy. Raise your hand. Stand up. Thank you for being here. Certainly, a lot of the efforts that go on and the support that you need from government comes from those elected officials. And so, but that's not the only VIPs that are here. I really want to recognize any student that participated in this, in the Congressional App Challenge. Stand up so we can recognize. I want to see who the students are, because I certainly don't know. So do any of the students, do any of y'all know what the tagline of Lafayette is? Any of the kids know what the tagline is? So when you see the Lafayette logo, there's a tagline that goes underneath it. Anybody? Any grown-up know? Will? Innovation with an accent. And it's such a great tagline. I wish I had thought of it, but it's been around for a little while. But it does say a lot about who we think we are, right? We're innovators. We're entrepreneurs. We are leading, one of the leading communities in the United States, and some would argue even globally, when it comes to innovation. And so much so that we're able to attract companies like CGI to Lafayette. And let me just say, for those that maybe don't know, that's about as great a corporate citizen that you can ask for. Those guys, I don't know if they've ever said no to any request that we've made when it relates to helping us build students to become our next workforce. And so the STEM education piece takes a whole lot of folks, a whole lot of effort, but CGI and all these other sponsors that you saw all help to make that happen. And the reality is, for a community, if you're not producing that kind of talent, kids, y'all can sit down now, I'm sorry. Really good listeners, man. The teachers are doing incredible. Teachers and parents, we ought to give you a hand. They were standing up the whole time. So look, I think it was mentioned, 8-week program, the library, mentors, a whole lot of folks participated in this. And let's not underestimate what that commitment is. And it's because everyone understands the importance of building that workforce and having that workforce that is going to be able to compete in the future. And so for the students that participated, it can be life-changing. It's the type of program that introduces them to something that literally will put them on a path to success. And so I can't say enough about it. The House of Representatives, U.S. House, officially launched the challenge in 2015 to help inspire innovation and learning in computer science and coding. The challenge is a nationwide effort that allows students to compete against their peers by creating an application or an app on a mobile, a tablet, a computer device. Student teams compete against each other by congressional district, and the winning apps are showcased at the U.S. Capitol each year. And so I've said a lot about CGI and certainly their importance to helping us stay at the forefront of this effort. But we also have a lot of the local tech companies in higher ed, whether it's the community college or the university or the sponsors that you saw listed. And so just know that you can volunteer to do a lot of things, and they're all really important, but you'd be hard-pressed to find an effort that is going to benefit Lafayette in the long term much more than participating in these types of events. So thank you so much for what you've done to help these kids and put them on a path to success. Thank you for what you've done to help Lafayette to build the type of workforce that we're going to need to compete going forward. And I look forward to handing out an award a little bit later on behalf of LCG. And so thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Ann, to you.
All right.
Thanks.
Let's see if this works. Hello. No. All right. So we wanted to get you a thank you gift for everything you've done to support us. And we know how much you like Dr. Pepper. And so we thought this would be a great way for you to both keep Congressional App Challenge close to your heart and your Dr. Pepper.
Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it, Ann. Thank you.
All right. And so Joel brought up some great additional partners that we had when he talked, and I want to just take a moment to acknowledge all of the mentors that we have in the room. If you were a mentor, if you could stand up as well. So these individuals met with the students on an ongoing basis for about 2 hours a week at the library. We had students from UL Lafayette, Northwestern, South Louisiana Community College, Noble Plastics, Techno, Waiter, Voss Electric. Am I missing anybody? CGI. I feel like we covered that. So. But yeah, CGI too. So wanted to thank and acknowledge the mentors. And so a little bit of additional information about our competition this year. We saw 11 teams with a total of 40 students. And the teams met weekly. 10 out of 11 of them met at the library. One of them met at their school. Some had prior coding experience, and some did not. And the teams experienced every aspect of the software development life cycle, from coming up with their original idea, to development, to creating a minimum viable product when they submitted the app for competition. And so we want to recognize their hard work, dedication, diligence, and also their creativity and passion that they showed along the way. And we often think of technology as being an end, but it's not. It's a means. And these students saw the means. They used their efforts to help improve our community. 2 teams saw how technology can improve the environment, made an app about the environment. 2 teams focused on mental health. 3 made apps to improve resources in schools. 1 team created a method to reconnect kids that are separated from their parents at the border. And 2 focused at connecting the community at large. So if you're wondering what your kids care about and what students today care about, these are the things that they care about. And so we want to take this time to introduce our great students, and there's no better way to do it than to introduce their great mentors. So we're going to bring up Erica Williams. She's the CEO of New Vision Leadership First. And the students, if you could all come down, all the students from all the teams, I'm going to have a little housekeeping, and Amari and Courtney are going to help you. They're also 2 of the mentors. So come down, and we want you to get in your groups. We want New Vision first, then we want Gear Up, then we want the community coders, then we want ascension. So Amari and Courtney are going to help you with that, but if you can all come down and group with your team and stand over there. You want this one?
Good evening. My name is Erica Williams. I am the CEO of New Vision Leadership Foundation of Acadiana, and I work with about 65 youth on the daily basis. I like to say the daily basis, really, because I'm always doing something with youth in the community. We were the part of the original Congressional App Challenge team, and I actually had a team that won that year. This has been a dynamic experience for my group. I just want to thank Clay Higgins' office and CGI and all the mentors and youth that are involved in this process. It has been a dynamic experience. I think about companies across the nation and the fact that companies a lot of times talk about community involvement and they throw a lot of money to community involvement. I can honestly say that CGI throw their heart. We have developed a friendship and a family with CGI, and they are a household name for our families. And they have really provided a platform for us to really grow in coding. A lot of my kids had never heard about coding, had no idea until they came into CGI family. And this has been a dynamic experience for us. I am blessed that we had an opportunity to be involved. I am happy to say that one of our youth is now in the UL Informatics department. He is actually a student now. He's loving it, and he told me to tell you that he's definitely applying for a job after he graduates.
Pretty sure we'll hire him. All right. And so we want to call up the New Vision teams, and Erica, we're going to snag you back up here. So when you hear your name read off, if you could come up, the New Vision teams come out to the front, and Miss Erica is going to call your name.
I think we have a representative from each team. Lafayette Parish School seems to be keeping our kids very busy after school. So the two members that we have from our two different teams is Madison Foster and Zyree Shelvin. They represent both of our teams. We had two teams that participated this year. We had the Connect Me team as well as the Save the Ocean team.
And I would like to also invite any of their mentors to come up to take the picture with them. And so that would include Alex Sheremy, Diana Wynn, Courtney Musgrove, Anisha, and Seth. All right. And while they are getting their pic, hold on. All right. And now we're going to bring up Tracy Oquan and Mandy Miguez from Gear Up, which is part of Lafayette Parish Public School System.
All right. Good evening, everyone. As Ann mentioned, my name is Tracy Oquan. I am the project director for a program called Gear Up. And Gear Up is an early college access program, and the work that we do in Lafayette Parish schools is to provide valuable educational experiences for students. And we're a partnership grant. We started 5 years ago working with CGI in providing opportunities, particularly exposure to computer science, to coding and building computers. So few of our students get those opportunities in the school. So the partnerships with business and community are critical to being able to provide that level of exposure to students and opportunities that give our kids to help them figure out what they're interested in. And so we are super excited about tonight. 3 years ago, we started with this Congressional App Challenge. We had 12 students, and in 3 years, we have grown exponentially beyond Lafayette Parish, multiple schools, multiple towns, and multiple partners. So just, again, ditto to all the community partners. We thank you. Acadiana Open Channel has been a partner with us from the very beginning. They provided all of the editing and pre-production and filming for our app challenge students, and then also the public library has been with us from the very beginning, providing that level of support. So just on behalf of Superintendent Irma Trosclair, we're so proud of all of our students, and we are really the entire community for their support in STEM education. So thank you.
And we'll have Mandy come and call up the teams. And while she's doing that, if any mentors of these teams could come down to the front as well. For the Gear Up teams.
Our Gear Up teams. Our first team, we have, so also we want to say that our students, Lafayette Parish Schools is keeping a lot of our students after school. And it's also a lot of our students, they're in high school, and it's midterm week. And so they are hopefully at home studying. Okay, so we have the first team was College Binder with TJ Jackson, Dimitri Chavis, Cohen Leger, and Aiden Green, and their team mentors are Logan Simpson and Cody Bryan. No, you are. Okay. Okay, next one, we have Club Connect, which was John Tasia Lovings, Layla Wilson, Daniel Beer, Dylan Fleming, and their team mentors were Katie Dupre and Sarab Sadejo. And our last team was Tree Hugger, but with Savion Signer, Philip Mamolo, and Justine Bennett, and their team mentor was Taylor Sear.
All right, and new this year, we had the partnership that we have with Gear Up and New Vision through CGI, but new this year, we added a group called the Congressional Coders, and this is where our other industry mentors were Techno, where Waiter, where Voss Electric, where we had some of these other technology leaders in this community step up and say, we want to be part of this, and so I'm going to let Alex Landclose from Waiter talk a little bit about that.
Thank you so much, Ann. So yeah, I've been a mentor for really the last couple years with, help me out here, I'm blanking here, Cajun Code Fest, thank you. But, you know, as a student mentor, I wanted to really try to find out how we could continue to grow on this, and with Cajun Code Fest, we felt, hey, Congressional App Challenge was a perfect fit. And so I want to thank all the mentors who came out outside of not only CGI, but everyone else spending this time over these, really the 8 weeks. And yeah, it was a fun ride, I'll tell you that.
And so if we can call all of the teams who are part of the Congressional Coders up to the front. And the students were Caden Bernard, Seth Menard, Daniel Hanks, and all the mentors, if you could come down as well now. Evan Cook, that was for School Tool, with the mentors Alex Landclose, just Alex, Ben Norwood, and Rich Wynn. And then we had Happy Bites with Brennan Duhon, Weston Seymour, Jaden Huval, Kaylee Bianchi, team mentors Cody Lachele and Blanche Trahan. We had Don't with Emily Jones, Alyssa Kaye, Layla Badger with team mentors Dora Lambert and Vivian Nettles. We had Floodbud with Joel Huval and Parker Flint with team mentors Matthew Schimmel, Julian Bonan, and Chase Chapman. And we had Community Choice with Cameron Brown, J. Rod Anderson, Byron Badger, Kristen Corker, with team mentors Amon and Holden Savoy. And so we got a lot of teams here, so why don't... so we'll have the teams step up one at a time for their picture. So if you could step up with your... Okay. And just step in front of the group and... And while they're doing that, I'm going to ask the mentors from the last group to come down, because I think we might not have got everybody, so I want to get them to come back down too. Okay, and so next we'll have Community Choice. Okay, you're up already? And then we're going to have Don't and Floodbud go together. Here. Get a little closer in.
I don't know if we ever got a picture for us. We never
Oh, okay. All right. So if Alex and his team could go up with Rich. All right. We'll have the Gear Up group come in one more time so we can make sure we get everybody in. We get all the Gear Up teams. We lost them? Did we lose them? Well, we'll get y'all. That's good. It's all good. All right. And so for the last presentation, I want to call Morgan from Ascension Episcopal School. And so I mentioned that we had 10 teams that met at the library and one team that it made more sense for them to meet at the school. And so that was Ascension. And Morgan, tell us about it.
So I'm Morgan Vondenstein, and I teach this wonderful group of 7th graders at Ascension Episcopal School. I'm also the technology integration specialist, so I feel like I have the best of all the worlds. I get to work with the teachers, I get to work with the kids. So it's really a fun, and I wouldn't even say it's a job, it's just a passion of mine. I really enjoy working with them. So I wanted to first introduce our kids. We have Samantha Mott here, who is a competitive gymnast. We have Clara, who's an avid baker and an avid cheerleader. We have Noah, who loves to hunt and fish, and we have Braxton here, who's a competitive gymnast. So all of these kids have lots of interests outside of our coding. I also have our mentor, Mr. Mark Ledoux, and we also had Brandon Byerly, but he is not here tonight. But I really could not have done it without our wonderful little team here. So I want to thank you for this opportunity. It's our first time competing in this Congressional App Challenge, so it was a big endeavor, but it was a great learning experience and a great opportunity for us. The fact that they're in 7th grade and we just dove head first with very little coding experience, I'm super proud of them. So thank you again to all of you who are here and honoring our kids. Thank you.
And so we talked a lot. You heard a couple people mention the Acadiana Open Channel and the library. And I just want to give a special shout out for all the hard work that they did and all the effort. There was definitely a moment when we were talking about this competition and expanding it and growing it and connecting industry mentors with students where we realized, like, wait a minute, how is that going to work exactly? Like, where are they going to meet? Do we know this is safe? And having a space like the library that you know is safe and monitored and open to the public is huge. And we really would not be able to do a competition like this without them. And we also want to acknowledge the Acadiana Open Channel. We really were able to take the competition to the next level this year. Thanks to LUS Fiber, we gave every single student who wanted this a membership to the Acadiana Open Channel that lasts a year, and they were able to make their videos there. And I'm sure some of you have heard about STEM, or all of you have heard about STEM, and most of you have probably heard about STEAM. And so that's where you put the A in STEM. And so by giving them these memberships, giving them training on not only how to build their app, but how to give a presentation and how to sell their app, that really brought us into the next level of STEM education and STEAM education. And one of the neatest things that happened, one of the reporters asked earlier, like, what was the coolest moment? Where, okay, so we gave them this membership, and, okay, go to AOC, make your video. Every single video there's a skit. We never said make a skit. That was never part of the instructions. But every single video, all the kids said, no, we want to make a skit. We want to show how this app is going to work in real time. And so I thought that was really neat. So we want to thank AOC and all of our community partners, by the way. We did make an award for you guys. We want to bring back to the office to showcase your support. And so at the end of the night, I'll be up here. And so please come up. And I want to give that to you each personally. So please know that we have that for you. And I really like this year's design. So next we're going to call up Sarah Dake from Congressman Higgins' office.
Good evening, everyone. I am blown away by the incredible imagination of all these students tonight. I want to thank you all for showcasing just this great work that y'all have accomplished. On behalf of the Congressman Clay Higgins, who wishes he could be here, he had a couple of important votes to make in D.C. this week, but he definitely would prefer to be here for sure than in D.C. right now. But we'd like to extend a huge congratulations to all of the participants and the winners for this year's Congressional App Challenge. Brendan, Weston, Jaden, and Kaylee, you have all shown true dedication, enthusiasm, and insight with the creation of Happy Bites. This app addresses a real problem that so many people face and offers a real solution. And I would just want to congratulate you all on your hard work. A special thank you to CGI, UL, Cajun Code Fest, Waiter, Lafayette Parish Public Libraries, New Vision Leadership, Lafayette Parish Gear Up, and all of the other community partners for making this wonderful event happen. Our future is bright, and I cannot wait to see what else these students accomplish in the years to come. So thank y'all tonight.
Invite them down.
Okay, all the students, y'all want to come down?
The winning students.
Oh, the winning students. Okay, so Brendan, Weston, Jaden, and Kaylee. Does it have their names on it? All righty. This feel like Olympics. Congratulations. Thank you. Brendan. And here we go. So we need
And we'll have them come in the center for the photo. And Joel, we want to get you in that as well.
There you go.
If we can go in the middle there. And while they're getting that up, in full disclosure, I'm not sure that I handled the photos right earlier. And so I want to give all the teams an opportunity, if you want at the end, to come and take a photo just of your team with your mentors. Just come down if that's something that you want to do, and we'll make sure that happens. What? Cody, if you could come down as well while they're coming. Yeah. And Blanche. All right. And this is the overall winning team. They're going to be invited to DC to showcase their app. And I want to have Bryn come and give just a few words about his experience with the Congressional App Challenge this year.
Right. Hello, and I hope everyone is having a great night. And we as a team, we're so thankful for this award and for each other and our mentors, because we could have never been where we stand without going the extra mile alongside each other. And we would like to thank our sponsors and Congressman Clay Higgins for giving us this fantastic opportunity, and also our families for supporting us and providing us transportation to this. And we would also like to thank everyone who participated, because this isn't about winning or losing. It's about the experience. It's about trying, because trying is how the world changes. Trying to improve something is how we grow as a person, a community, and as a country. So everyone here, you're all winners too, because just like big successes such as Bill Gates and Steve Jobs, you step down in the spotlight and give you your best shot. And I invite you to keep going and keep on giving it your shot, because eventually you'll make it too. And that's what this challenge is all about. Thank you.
And one thing that was super cool about their team is Brandon was actually the project manager of the team that they had. And so we have a couple additional awards we want to give out. So we had a most innovative award, and if Parker and her mentor for Floodbud could come down for that, so we can present them.
Which one you did? This is most innovative.
Oh, and Sarah.
Because of our sponsors and them stepping up, we were able to introduce and be able to offer to the kids more than just one award. And Global Data Systems has been a tremendous sponsor of Cajun Code Fest in the past, as well as Congressional App Challenge. And I'd like to introduce Bob Miller and ask him to come and present these awards.
Thank you. It's kind of a full cycle moment for me, because I got to compete in one of the first Cajun Code Fests, at the actual first Cajun Code Fest here in town. And I've been writing code since I was about the age of most of these kids here. So I'm now the COO of Global Data Systems. I've got a degree in computer science and math, so you really are able to do just about anything you want with that knowledge. So it's great to see everybody participating, and yes, you should continue to participate. You're going to make a lot more money than most anybody else in the world if you get good at it, I can promise you. So, it's a pleasure for Global Data Systems to be able to present these awards. You know, it's not easy. It's not easy coding and being by yourself and alone and creating things from nothing, but it is a very rewarding profession. Global Data Systems is a technology company. We recognize the value that brings to not only the community but also to our partners, our business partners in town. So it's a pleasure for us to be able to give these awards to these deserving teams. And you know that most of us are geeks. I include myself in that. So these are at least the new version of the Raspberry Pis. So they're tricked out pretty well. So, and there's a cup for caffeine. That's an important thing. And there's a wireless Bluetooth for music. So all in all, you should be set. So.
And our next award, which is also from Global Data Systems, is Best Use of Block Coding. And so if we can have our representatives from Tree Hugger, as well as their mentors come up.
Again, we want to thank Global Data for sponsoring this award. You know, some of you all may be asking, what is block programming? Well, you know, we had a wide swath of students participating this year. We've had students who have participated in the past, students that could code. We were also introducing students for the first time to coding. And there are several techniques available. One of the tools that we used is what they call block programming. So it allows the students to kind of drag and drop their thoughts to create coding. So it's really an entry level for a lot of the students and a way to introduce them. So this award is really focused on those students who have coded for the first time using this technique.
And for our last award, I'm going to call Joel Robideau back up to present the LUS Fiber Community Connector Award.
All right, so, you know, in every job you have to make difficult decisions, right? But when they sent me the YouTube link to watch all the videos to decide, I was like, man, I don't want to have to pick out all of these really good, you know, apps, but I did make a choice, and so I'd like the group from Ascension Episcopal, Go Alert, to come up for the Community Connector Award. And Morgan.
If their mentors could come up to you. And of course, as we mentioned, Congressman Higgins could not be here, but he did send us a video to congratulate the winning teams. And one thing I want to just make sure before we play it, we had two sets of awards because there was so much excitement around this. So Congressman Higgins, he selected the Overall Award, the Most Innovative Award, and the Best Use of Block Coding. And then LCG, Joel Robideau, selected the LUS Fiber Award. So that's why in the video the three are mentioned, but of course you had Joel here to present the Community Connector Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. This evening, we recognize. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here tonight. This evening, we recognize your accomplishments in the 2019 Congressional App Challenge. I'd like to congratulate Brendan, Weston, Jaden, and Kaylee for winning Best Overall App in this year's competition. I'd also like to congratulate the Flood Bud team for winning the Most Innovative Award and the Tree Hugger team for winning the Best Use of Block Programming Award. To everyone who participated, thank you for your hard work and dedication. Because of your efforts, this year's challenge was a great success. Our judges had a difficult choice with many excellent submissions to consider. The Congressional App Challenge is a team effort. We owe all of our community partners a great deal of gratitude for their support. Thank you for your ongoing efforts to promote STEM education across South Louisiana. I'm sorry I can't be with you this evening, but please feel my love and respect and my congratulations. Thank you, God bless you, and Merry Christmas.
And to conclude tonight, I'm going to invite CGI Vice President Willabar up to say a few words.
Thanks, Ann. I appreciate that. It's always a tough act to follow, Representative Higgins. So it's truly an honor to be here tonight. I want to thank all the students again, all the mentors and the community partners and our elected officials, Councilman Notcan and Mayor President Joel Robideau for attending. I think first, we have something for UL, correct?
Yes.
So if I can just ask Matt, Andrea, and Sally to come up real quick. So behind the scenes, a lot of these three really have been the engine that has turned a lot of the crank here to make sure that this happened in conjunction with Ann. So we want to recognize UL's effort and everything that they've done to make this event possible for all the students. If you can give them a big round of applause, that would be fantastic. Thank you. So when they asked me to do closing remarks, I couldn't think of a better way to close this out with the words of the students themselves, actually. And so we asked them a few questions, and the first one was, what was the best thing that about the Congressional App Challenge in general? So if we want to flip to the next slide, you'll see, do I have that? Oh, there it is. Great, perfect. You'll see some of the thoughts that they came up with here. And I'm just going to pull three out of the next few questions that we asked them, because I think this really drives towards what's so incredible about this competition. And out of all of this group, I think when I had a chance to go to the library and talk to the teens, and when I talked to the teams out in the lobby, being able to express your ideas is really one of the great things that I think this experience allows you to spend the time doing. And so when we ask these students, or any of the mentor asks these students, what challenge you want to solve in the world today, and you heard that incredible list that Ann read out earlier, those are the things that are really at the heart of what these students and your children are thinking about. And I think that's just incredible for that they spent so much time addressing those challenges that we face. And the second question we asked them was what their mentors taught them. And there's a lot of terms up here you may not be familiar with, like Bootstrap and jQuery and Git, but the mentors know what those are, and so the students were learning a lot of that. But I think what really made an impression on me was the one that says, progress the app to stick to our objective and tell us about his past experience. And that's the other huge learning opportunity that comes with an experience like this, and that is, it's really hard. Like, you come up with an idea and then you have this big vision about what you're going to accomplish, and then you start to try to drive towards it, and you realize that maybe you're biting off more than you can chew, or maybe you need to pivot in order to change the solution that you're building a little bit. And that's a life lesson that you learn regardless of technology and if you're going to go into coding or not. And so that's a huge, I think, takeaway for not only the mentors but especially the students through this. And then the third question we asked them was, what new skills did you learn when you were completing this project? And the one that I really love here is, it's kind of buried in two. It's in the upper left and in the middle right there, is working together. And so these students got to work together as a team and face all the challenges that we were talking about, address a community issue or world issue that they were trying to make the world a better place, right? And working together as a team is not an easy thing to do either. And what I really love about that as a response is, I think, the spirit of this event. And when you look at the number of community partners here, local government, private industry, educators, nonprofits, all coming together in order to provide or create an environment for these students to learn how to use technology to make the world a better place. That's incredible. And so not only are they learning how to work together, but I think we as a community, if you look at the growth of this event, are learning how to work together in order to bring the resources that we have as a parish and now as a district in order to accomplish and address some of these really challenging problems that the world is facing. So. The last thing I want to close out with here is we asked them, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you'll notice not all of these are necessarily technology jobs, right? And I don't know what a YouTuber is, but I hear that the kids are into it. No. And even just having one that's a successful person, but rest assured that technology will touch every single one of these occupations in the future. So whether or not a given student on a team goes on to become a programmer or a coder or a business analyst, and you need to leverage technology in order to accomplish almost all these professions that are up here. And so the skills that you learn, and even as working together as a team and facing challenges and pivoting in order to reach success, are all important regardless of what occupation they're dreaming to be. And I think we close out here with just a picture of all of our students together who competed in this, which is just, I want to congratulate all of you again on 8 weeks of incredible work and the inspiration that you brought to all of us, and on the ideas that you brought to life. So congratulations, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Will. And I think it's perfect that we're ending with a group picture. I want to call all the students and mentors down to do a big group picture. And I want to make sure that all the teams that did not get individual pictures earlier, that before you leave, that we get an individual picture with you and your mentors. Also, our community partners, our educational partners, if you could come down to be part of this as well. And any of our sponsors here, make sure to see me before you leave because we have a little something for you.